see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year. The Clemson Tigers taking on the 25th ranked team in the land, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Tigers have been waiting and waiting, and finally the moment is coming and the opening of the season. No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So Florida State's offense will get the ball first. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping. Who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have... Game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
Leaves it with the back. He has the first and still on his feet. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The Seminoles, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. They'll give it to him again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Turning it on. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. And the Seminoles have their offense in high gear. They go to the ground. Got room to work. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Looking for a productive play on first down. Running behind that left side. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. He's got 43 yards for them on the ground already in this first quarter. He looks as if he's ready to put up numbers. Wide open downfield. He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. 2nd down coming up. Off play action. Fires downfield. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete. Misconnection leaves him with a 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Seminoles will send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. So Clemson's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent. Both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus...
There he goes. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Marked at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to fire. Grab near the marker. It's Vincent. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Got his man on the right. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Now on second down. Back to pass. Finds his man. It's Vincent. Knocked down for the tackle. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today. Man, when I was at Florida, Steve Spurrier would wait for this opportunity in a game 4th and inches, and he'd signal in red Snoopy. Quarterback sneak. It works every time.
And the Tigers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Looking to throw on first down. With the catch, it's Rourke. And that stiff arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a first down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Going to sling it on second down. He'll throw it. Grab near the marker. It's Vincent. And the catch him right into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So it's an 80-yard drive, and the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. They're trying to put something, anything together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard, down 7-0. Got a man in the middle. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down to the 42.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
Guys, let's look big picture at Florida State. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
And the Noles will try to convert on fourth down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. Tries to get it on the ground. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Nice job by the defense on fourth down, bowing up, getting physical, stop. Shutting down that fourth down play. Really good job by this defense.
From the gun, the ground game.
You see, this is what great defenses do. Great defenses swarm to the football. So when you do miss a tackle, it's not the end of the world. There's another guy right there to wrap him up. Great defenses seem like they got 12 guys on the field. Nice job swarming to the football, engulfing the running back.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Quarterback extends the play. He'll pull it down and run. He'll be run out of bounds, but we've got laundry on the field. Let's see what that's about. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. They'll line up for a second down play. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. Got it in the middle. It's Vincent. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Off from the shotgun. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Guys, let's chat a little bit about Clemson. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Vincent.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Finding an escape route.
And you want to run the football, and that's okay. You'll take some of these, but if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass on second down. Swings it out to his running back. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. Unloads to the right. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
They kick it away on fourth down. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. To go up top. Fires to the tight end. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. To the air on first down. Here comes the heat. Going to try to get it himself. And he gets down on the slide, and that's not the only thing down. There's a penalty marker on the field. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Offense getting set for first down. He'll set up to throw. Finds the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Middleton. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. They just keep firing. Looking left. Fires it incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. He makes the catch, but the official's right on top of it, signaling out of bounds. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. The Noles will punt it away on fourth down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll take it on the return. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. From the gun, give on the inside. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. You got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true three-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense.
That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Punch it out of the air. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. You better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
And run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit...
Oh, he's got some space. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16.
This is a hard defense to run to the outside against because of their speed. You saw in that last play their ability to go sideline to sideline, win at the point of attack as they shut down that sweep play.
Yeah, and it's also hard when you get in the red because what do on defense? We bring in all the big bodies, so there's not a lot of space in there to run. I like getting the ball in the perimeter. You toss it out there, you run it back. He gets out there faster. We got a positive game. Still a couple plays here left, too.
The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. From the gun on 3rd down. Makes the catch. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know...
And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Tigers. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Nevada is down right now, but this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born today in Reno. They're trailing by 11 to Missouri. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They'll give it to the back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. Making a play like that to open the drive can really get the momentum going. First down from the 43. Finds a soft spot in the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. Brings him to the open. And he's brought down after a nice gain. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move move with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Soft spot in the middle. Bust through behind his pad. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Go straight ahead. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Great job by the defense that time, bowing up. You're on your own goal line, so you've got to be great against the run, and they forced that ball to go to the outside, use their speed to bring the ball carrier down.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Grab behind the line, it's Wilcox. And this one will be stopped for no gain. It's as if there's a force field that's been keeping them out of the end zone and off the scoreboard. They'll try to change it on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, no! Fit it in the window for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
Out of the end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. First play of the drive comes from the 22. From the gun, the running back looking for room. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Now what they had in mind to start this drive, here comes 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. Under fire. It's complete on the right side. They make the stop, but the sweet Bruin catch is plenty to give them a 1st down. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. If you like old school running games, this has been the game for you and a couple of guys who've starred through the first 3 periods. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the grab.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in the game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
The Tigers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. He'll wedge it in there on the quarterback sneak.
And I'll tell you what, you find the hole. Goodness gracious, when you got defensive linemen that get in the backfield that quickly, and the quarterback's trying to sneak the ball quick and get some yardage, the defense definitely won that one. They probably knew it was coming and got the stop. Man, and you see those sticks, and you're like, dude, 3rd and short, I just got to fall forward and get the 1st down, Palmer, but the defense comes up big and gets the stop.
So on offense, don't overthink this one.
Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Clemson set up with another 1st down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They're just making things harder now. It's 1st and 20. From the gun. Firing to the right, complete. Turning it on. The 10. Running free. Going to the end zone, but way back behind him, there's a flag on the field. What a tough break, a potential tying score nullified by the penalty, and now they'll have to see if they can get it done again. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Quickly complete. And the defense drags him down. Clemson is quick to the line.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Wants to fire on second down. It's on target and complete. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. And the Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Wants to throw again. And he'll go down, but he has enough for the first down.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to... here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Here comes Clemson with another first down. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Talk about a timely run. Gets the first down. Clock keeps moving as they try to finish the deal. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Might as well give it to him again. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Clemson will come to the line with the 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Bringing the heat. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up. Getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. On target to the left. Touchdown, Florida State. He got a step and just dusted the field.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Man, what a drive that was. was the last time they had it, basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. The clock. Down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. Got enough for the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They'll start this one from the 29 on 1st down. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Line gets set, 1st down. And they'll take a knee. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the 4th quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.